Have you ever noticed your legs trembling just a little when you walk down the stairs, or that uneasy feeling when you rise from a chair and wonder if you will stay steady? Many men and women over 60 quietly live with this fear, often believing it is simply the price of aging. But the truth is, shaky legs and loss of strength are not inevitable. They are messages from your body, signals that something deeper is happening. Scientists call it sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass that accelerates with age. It is not a sign of weakness or laziness, it is biology. And the good news is, with the right support, you can slow it down and even reverse much of the damage. According to the CDC, falls are the leading cause of injury among older adults, and weak legs are one of the biggest contributors. Behind every fall is often a story of lost independence, missed social events, and sometimes even long hospital stays. But it does not have to be this way. Your legs are not betraying you. They are asking for the right nutrients, the right fuel, and a little guidance to carry you confidently through life's next chapter. My name is Dr. Moore. I have spent over 30 years working with thousands of older adults, and I have seen remarkable transformations. People who thought their walking days were over, only to regain strength and balance once they learned what their bodies were missing. Before we get into the main content, let me get to know a bit more about you. Where are you watching from? I would be very happy to know who I am accompanying on this journey. And if this is your first time visiting the channel, do not forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss upcoming scientific, safe, and easy tips designed just for you. A few months ago, a man named Robert walked into my office. He is 72 years old, a former military officer who once carried himself with strength, discipline, and the quiet pride of someone who had served his country. But after retiring, his lifestyle changed. 2 years of sitting long hours in front of the television, reading, and avoiding regular movement had quietly weakened his legs. When he finally came to see me, he admitted that he no longer felt safe stepping outside on his own. The man who once led soldiers now relied on his wife's arm just to walk across the street. What struck me most was not just the physical weakness, but the weight of his emotions. He confessed that he felt embarrassed around his old friends. He avoided gatherings at the community center because he was afraid people would notice how unstable his steps had become. Inside, he carried a deep frustration. How could someone once so strong now feel betrayed by his own body? His story is not unique. Many older adults share this quiet struggle, masking their fear of falling with excuses to stay home, slowly withdrawing from the world they once enjoyed. But as I told Robert, weak legs are not a life sentence. They are not the end of the road. They are instead a very clear signal. The body is telling us that it needs the right nutrients to rebuild muscle, that it needs gentle but consistent movement to restore confidence. Within weeks of simple changes, adjusting his diet, adding light exercises, and nourishing his body with the vitamins he had been missing, Robert's steps grew steadier. His shoulders lifted, and so did his spirit. Weak legs are not a sign to give up. They are a call to action, a reminder that with care and attention, strength and independence can be reclaimed. When we begin talking about rebuilding strength in the legs, we have to start with the foundation. Just like a house cannot stand without a solid base, your legs cannot carry you with confidence unless your bones are strong. Calcium has always been known as the key building block for bones. Without it, the body starts borrowing calcium from your skeleton to keep other systems running, leaving the bones in your legs fragile and your steps uncertain. That is why so many older adults experience fractures or even simple stumbles that turn into long recoveries. The good news is that calcium is not just for children or teenagers. It remains absolutely vital after 60. Foods like milk, yogurt, cheese, and leafy greens all carry this mineral, and even small daily portions can help restore the strength that supports your every step. The National Institute on Aging recommends about 1,200 milligrams of calcium each day for older adults, which can be reached by a mix of food choices rather than relying only on supplements. But here is where many people miss an important piece of the puzzle. Calcium by itself is not enough. Imagine pouring cement for a house without guiding it into the right places. It could harden in spots that actually cause more problems. That is exactly what happens when calcium is not directed properly inside the body. This is where vitamin K2 comes in. While calcium provides the material, vitamin K2 acts like the traffic director, telling calcium to settle into the bones where it belongs, rather than into the walls of your arteries where it can contribute to dangerous calcification. Without enough K2, older adults who take calcium supplements may face issues like stiff blood vessels or even kidney stones. Unfortunately, many seniors take calcium pills without ever hearing about K2, leaving them with only half the solution. One of my patients, a woman in her late 60s, had avoided dairy products most of her life. When she came to me, she worried that her bones were thinning and feared she might one day face a hip fracture. Instead of relying only on supplements, I showed her how to add calcium-rich foods in a way that worked for her lifestyle. A handful of almonds, chia seeds stirred into her breakfast, and kale salads a few times a week. We also added small amounts of foods naturally rich in K2, such as fermented soy, natto, and certain cheeses. Within months, her bone scans showed improvement, and more importantly, she felt secure enough to walk daily without fear. The lesson is clear. Calcium is the framework that gives your legs power, but it needs partners to do the job right. Vitamin D, which we will cover next, helps the body absorb calcium. Vitamin K2 ensures it lands in the right place. Together, they form a team that can keep your bones dense, your arteries clear, and your steps strong. If you only focus on one without the others, you may not see the results you are hoping for. By taking a balanced approach, enjoying a variety of foods, paying attention to your daily intake, and avoiding the common mistake of overusing supplements, you give your legs the best chance to remain steady, flexible, and resilient as the years go on. If calcium is the building block for your bones, then vitamin D is the key that unlocks its power. Without vitamin D, even the most calcium-rich diet will not do its job because your body simply cannot absorb and use it effectively. This is why so many people find themselves with weak bones or aching legs despite drinking milk or eating yogurt. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin because our skin can naturally make it when exposed to sunlight. But its benefits go far beyond bone health. It strengthens the muscles around your legs and hips, improves balance, and reduces the risk of falls, all essential factors for staying independent as we age. Low levels of vitamin D have been linked not only to muscle weakness and fatigue, but also to leg pain that many seniors mistake for just getting older. What many people do not realize is that there are actually two main forms of vitamin D. Vitamin D2, which comes from plant sources and some fortified foods, and vitamin D3, which is produced in the skin with sunlight and is found in animal-based foods like fatty fish and egg yolks. Research has shown that D3 is more effective at raising and maintaining the levels of vitamin D in the blood compared to D2. This distinction matters, especially if you rely on supplements. Choosing the right form can make a real difference in how much benefit your body receives. Despite its importance, vitamin D deficiency is extremely common. According to the National Institutes of Health in 2020, about 42% of Americans have low vitamin D levels, and the rate is even higher among people with darker skin, because higher melanin levels reduce the body's ability to make vitamin D from sunlight. The official recommendation for adults over 60 is 800 to 1,000 international units each day, But many experts believe that combining food, sunshine, and occasional supplementation is far more effective than relying on pills alone. This leads us to a common mistake I see often: older adults who take a vitamin D supplement but spend most of their days indoors. Supplements can help, but they are not magic. Vitamin D works best when combined with gentle activity outdoors, where sunlight can naturally trigger your skin to produce it. Just 15 minutes of morning sunlight on your arms and face, paired with eating a serving of salmon or fortified milk, can boost your levels far more effectively than taking a pill in isolation. I remember a patient who once told me he had been swallowing vitamin D capsules faithfully for months, but still felt his legs were heavy and unsteady. When I encouraged him to take short morning walks outside, the change was remarkable. His energy improved, his steps grew lighter, and he admitted he felt more alive. The lesson here is simple. Vitamin D is more than a nutrient. It is a partnership between sunlight, food, and your daily habits. By embracing this balance, you give your body not only stronger bones, but also steadier muscles, better balance, and the confidence to walk through life with strength. Vitamin number 4: vitamin C and collagen. When people think about vitamin C, the first thing that usually comes to mind is its role in fighting off colds. But for older adults, vitamin C holds another, often overlooked power. It helps protect your joints, maintain flexibility, and prevent that stiffness or aching you may feel when getting out of bed or rising from a chair. Vitamin C is essential for the production of collagen, the protein that acts like glue, holding your joints, cartilage, and connective tissues together. Without enough collagen, every step becomes a little less cushioned, every movement a little more strained. That is why so many people over 60 begin to feel grinding in their knees or soreness in their ankles. Vitamin C provides the raw material your body needs to keep this repair system active, reducing inflammation and keeping joints strong. What makes this even more important is the natural decline of collagen with age. Starting in your 40s, your body produces about 1% less collagen every year. That may sound small, but by the time you reach 70, the cumulative effect is significant. Less collagen means thinner cartilage, weaker connective tissues, and greater risk of pain or even injury. The Arthritis Foundation has reported that a daily intake of about 200 milligrams of vitamin C can help reduce knee pain in older adults and support overall joint health. This is a practical, achievable goal for most people, and it shows just how directly nutrition can influence the way you move and feel. The good news is that vitamin C is abundant in everyday foods. Oranges, strawberries, and kiwis are rich, tasty sources, but they are not the only options. Red bell peppers carry nearly 3 times the vitamin C of an orange, and broccoli and dark leafy greens add an extra boost along with other essential nutrients. By including a colorful variety of fruits and vegetables in your meals, you can give your joints the daily repair kit they need. However, one mistake I see often is relying on processed fruit juices, especially orange juice from a carton. While it may taste refreshing, much of the vitamin C is lost during processing and storage. That means you may be drinking a sweet beverage without getting the protective benefits you expected. Fresh fruit, lightly steamed vegetables, or even a quick smoothie made at home is a far better choice. To take it one step further, pairing vitamin C with protein-rich foods can optimize collagen production. Collagen is built from amino acids, so when you combine vitamin C with a source of protein, like yogurt with fresh berries, or a chicken salad topped with red bell peppers, you provide your body with both the building blocks and the spark to put them together. Over time, this combination not only reduces joint pain, but also supports stronger muscles around those joints, giving you the freedom to move with less stiffness and more confidence. Vitamin C may seem simple, but in reality, it is a cornerstone of keeping your legs and joints ready for the years ahead. Vitamin number 3, omega-3 fatty acids. One of the biggest hidden enemies of strong legs after 60 is silent inflammation. You may not always feel it at first, but inside your joints and muscles, tiny fires can burn day after day, slowly wearing down the tissues that keep you moving. This is where omega-3 fatty acids step in as natural firefighters. Found in fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, omega-3s calm inflammation at its root, reducing stiffness, easing pain, and giving your knees, ankles, and hips the freedom they once had. Unlike painkillers that only mask discomfort, omega-3s actually help repair and protect, making every step smoother and more stable. And the benefits do not stop at your legs. They also support brain function and heart health, offering a true full-body advantage. The problem is that the modern American diet has shifted heavily toward omega-6 fatty acids, which are found in vegetable oils and processed foods. While our bodies need some omega-6, too much of it compared to omega-3 creates an imbalance that fuels inflammation instead of calming it. Experts suggest that our ancestors consumed omega-6 and omega-3 in a ratio close to 1:1. But today that ratio in the United States can be as high as 15:1 or even 20:1. This imbalance is one of the reasons why so many older adults struggle with chronic joint pain, fatigue, and reduced mobility. By restoring omega-3s in the diet, you bring balance back to this system and give your body the tools it needs to heal. Science strongly supports this. A study reported by the Arthritis Foundation found that people who ate fish rich in omega-3s at least twice a week reduced their risk of developing painful knee arthritis by about 35%. That is a dramatic difference for such a simple habit. It shows that you do not need expensive treatments or complicated routines. Just 2 servings of grilled salmon or baked sardines each week can make a real impact on your quality of life. However, one common mistake I see is inconsistency. Many older adults buy a bottle of fish oil capsules with the best intentions, take them for a week or two, and then forget. Omega-3s do not work like a quick pain reliever. They need to build up in your system over time. Skipping days or taking them only when you feel sore will not give you lasting results. Consistency is the secret. Your body thrives on steady support, not occasional bursts. I once worked with a patient who disliked fish and struggled with the taste of supplements. Instead, we added freshly ground flax seeds to her morning oatmeal and a sprinkle of chia seeds into her smoothies. Within 2 months, she noticed less swelling in her knees and could walk longer distances without discomfort. Her story shows that omega-3s can fit into any lifestyle, as long as you commit to making them a daily habit. The practical advice is simple. Aim for about 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA, the active forms of omega-3, every day, whether from fish, supplements, or plant-based options like flax and chia. When you give your body this steady dose, you are not just reducing inflammation. You are protecting your independence, your mobility, and your confidence to keep moving forward without pain holding you back. As we move toward the final 2 nutrients on our list, it is important to think about not just bones and joints, but also the engines that power every step, your muscles and your nervous system. 2 of the most overlooked yet essential players here are magnesium and vitamin B12. Magnesium is often called the relaxation mineral because it allows your muscles to properly contract and release. Without enough of it, your legs may cramp at night, feel heavy when you climb stairs, or even tremble unexpectedly. Vitamin B12, on the other hand, fuels the nervous system and red blood cell production. It is like electricity running through the wires of your body, giving you the energy to move and the stability to stay upright. Together, these 2 nutrients form a powerful duo that can restore stamina, sharpen coordination, and protect your independence. The reality, however, is that many older adults are missing both. Research shows that about 70% of Americans over 60 are deficient in magnesium, and roughly 20% lack enough vitamin B12. These numbers matter because deficiency does not just cause mild discomfort, it changes how you live your daily life. A shortage of magnesium means your muscles cannot relax, leading to constant tightness, spasms, or that dragging sensation in the legs. Meanwhile, insufficient B12 affects the insulation around your nerves, causing tingling, numbness, poor balance, and even memory problems. These are often mistaken as unavoidable signs of aging, but in truth they are red flags from your body asking for better nutrition. There are also hidden causes behind these deficiencies. Many seniors take acid-reducing medications, called proton pump inhibitors, to ease heartburn. While helpful for the stomach, these drugs lower acid levels that are needed to absorb vitamin B12. Over time, even if you eat meat, eggs, or fish, your body may not take in enough of this critical vitamin. With magnesium, the issue is more about modern diets. Processed foods and refined grains strip away most of the natural magnesium, leaving even well-fed people running on empty. This is why so many older adults end up with unexplained fatigue, cramps, or instability. The solution does not have to be complicated. A bowl of oatmeal topped with pumpkin seeds is a simple, magnesium-rich breakfast. Add spinach to your lunch salad, or enjoy a square of dark chocolate in the afternoon, and you are replenishing your muscles in delicious ways. For vitamin B12, focus on salmon, eggs, and dairy products, which provide steady doses of this nerve-protecting nutrient. If you struggle with absorption, your doctor may recommend B12 in sublingual form or injections that bypass the stomach entirely. I often tell my patients to think of magnesium and B12 as the keys to leg stamina and mental sharpness. One gives your muscles the ability to move without strain, the other gives your nerves the ability to fire with precision. When both are present, you feel lighter, steadier, and more confident in every step. Ignoring them, however, means accepting cramps, fatigue, and unsteadiness as normal when they are anything but. By paying attention to these two nutrients, you are not just feeding your body. You are giving yourself back the energy and stability to keep walking forward with strength. We have just walked together through 6 powerful vitamins that can transform the way your legs feel after 60. From calcium and vitamin D building the framework of your bones, to vitamin C repairing joints through collagen, to omega-3 fatty acids calming silent inflammation, and finally to magnesium and vitamin B12, giving muscles and nerves the energy to keep moving. Each one plays a unique role. The lesson is clear. Weak legs are not a sentence you have to accept. They are a message that your body needs more of the right support. With proper nourishment, your legs can regain strength, balance, and confidence. But vitamins alone are not the whole answer. True vitality comes from 3 elements working together. First, consistent nutrition that provides the building blocks your body craves. Second, movement, especially strength training that reminds your muscles they still have a job to do. And third, a calm and resilient mind, because stress wears down not only your spirit but also your body's ability to heal. When these 3 come together, the results can be remarkable. So here is my challenge to you. Over the next 7 days, choose just one change. Maybe it is adding salmon to your dinner, taking a 15-minute morning walk, or sprinkling pumpkin seeds onto your breakfast. Watch how your body responds and then share your experience in the comments below. Your story might inspire someone else to take their first step. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with a friend who may need it, and subscribe so you will not miss the next set of science-backed, age-smart tips. And remember this, your legs carry the story of your life, and they deserve to stay steady and strong for many more chapters to come.